Adam here. Welcome to the next episode. It's been a while since I posted a video. It was rather hot last week, and I've been watching the World Cup. As it's coming up to Metallica at the London Olympic Stadium this week, on Friday the 3rd of July and Sunday the 5th of July, it's time to enter the meet and greet contests, which I did this year. Because it's been a while since I did meet them. I'll talk. This episode is memories of meeting Metallica at Knebworth 2009. So in Knebworth 2009, the Metallica Club, as people know, held a lottery, and much like now, you put your name in the entry, and they send you an email, like a congratulations email, if you won. Well, I put my name in for the Knebworth 2009 meet and greet, and when I got home from work, doing the same job I'm doing now, on the Friday night, I opened my email expecting to get, we're sorry you did not win this contest, when it said, congratulations, you are the winner of every, every email that a fan club member dreams of getting, the converted meet and greet. So what happened was they gave you information of where to go, and you had to be there at a designated time for members of staff to come and meet you. We were met by a guy called Jeff and some Belgian guys, and we had to be there at a certain amount of time. So I got there early, and you find yourself basically backstage, and it's empty after a while. I mean, there's like vans turning up with people getting out of them, but after a while you start to cross paths with people like Rob Flynn, which was Machine Head, and Scott Ian of Anthrax, which is quite funny really. So you got to meet more than Metallica. When we got to, we were finally taken around all the winners. Limp Bizkit were being sort of like escorted to the stage by foot, and we were crossing them. So they all looked at us like, well, we're obviously not going to watch you. So what happened is you get taken to a backstage tent where the members of Metallica came out one by one. So what happened was Rob came out first. I'll show you the pass first. This was the meet and greet pass I got. It got stuck to my my hoodie, and so I had to try and peel it off. It was quite hot that day, so it's a bit faded by now. That's the meet and greet pass we got. But the first member that came out was Rob. Now, if you don't know what to say to these people, it can be a quick sign whatever you got, and you're allowed 2 items to be signed. I took my and Justice for All CD to be signed, and Black Album CD to be signed, because I thought, if you're going to a festival, this was, how the hell are you going to have a record around with you, or unless you drove, which I don't. So I got my Justice for All CD signed, which I gave to my friend who got me into Metallica at school. I thought that was only fair. He's not the most sentimentalist person in the world, even back then, and I believe since then he's lost it, or it's gone missing or something, because his brother was the one who introduced him to Metallica. But Rob came out, and I didn't really know what to say to him, so I asked him how he was, and he said he's fine, and I asked him if he was enjoying the tour, and he said he was. And then conversation sort of like run dry, and he was a bit taken aback, so he did the sort of, well, most people are when they meet me, so he just also did a taken aback side. But that's a picture of me and Rob there. I had short hair back then, I was 27. And so I thought, well, one's down, and he didn't hardly say anything. And so Kirk actually came out. I was towards the end. So I thought, think of something to say. So I decided, when Kirk came out to me, I thought to talk about the guitar he played on the Judas Kiss at the time. It was a rather interesting guitar. It had it had no machine head on the top, and it had two sort of things on top of it, which I assume it was sort of like rubber halters on top of it, which I assumed tuned it for him. I don't know how, but it might have been some infrared tuner. So if you mention about that, talk about that, he was quite impressed about that, and so we ended up talking about that for about 2.5 minutes. And he said, "Well, you're the first person that mentioned that to me today." He's like, "Thanks, man." So they always say "man," the Americans. This is me and Kirk. That's my friend Tanya. I met her at the people that I've met at my meet and greet. I've still kept in contact with now. I met 2 or 3 people. We added each other on Facebook. We see each other when Metallica play, so I assume they'll be there on Friday and Saturday. That's me and Kirk there. And so I was rather pleased with the way the conversation went with Kirk, which quicker with Rob. Now James had people with him, so he had like bodies with him, and it was sort of like it was like there was like a commodity long sort of thing going on before he entered, and everybody was wondering what was going on, and all of a sudden it was James Hetfield. Now, when the other guys entered the meet and greet, they entered it from like this side of the stage, the left hand side, the right hand side of the stage. James entered it this side of the stage, and I was third towards the end. I think there was about 9, 10, 15 of us, and so which meant that I was the third person James would meet, which obviously sort of like made you not prepared for that. I always prefer to be towards the last guy here for me, so I would know something to say. But there was no time for that. So well, the first thing I said to him was happy birthday for tomorrow. He said thanks very much. And for him, I produced him a set list for the show, and so he took it out. He said he took it and he read the set list. There's a picture of him reading the set list, and with the set list, I had the Call of Cthulhu as starting, and he said, "The Call of Cthulhu, you sure that will work for a festival, man?" And I replied, "Yes, you can play it like you did on S&M, and you can have the ending you had on S&M minus the orchestra." And he said, "Well, right on, man." And he said, "Well, what do you got on here? 66 songs?" He said, "Oh, you got 18 songs. That's manageable." And as he was going down the set list, track number 7, I think it was Bleeding Me, one of my favourite Metallica songs, and one which I haven't seen him play. And he said, "Bleeding Me, yeah, man, that's one we're playing tonight, man. We haven't played that for a long while, man." And I said, 1999 at the Big Day Out Festival was the last time you played it in the UK. And he looked at me and said, "Right on, man." And then he said, so he went further down on the set list, and it was Dyer's Eve, Frayed Ends of Sanitary, Fight Fire with Fire, and Battery. And he said, "You trying to kill me with those 4 songs, man? That will take it out of us." And I said, "Well, you could at least play Dyer's Eve." And he said, yeah, right on, man. And there's always a man at the end of it. And at the end, there was the shortest straw on it, and there was an Invisible Kid from it, from St. Anger. And he said, well, Invisible Kid, I forgot about that one, we'll have to rehearse that one for the next tour. And he said, can I keep it? Is this for me? And he said, yeah, you can keep it. So he folded it up, and he put it in his back pocket. And he looked at his helper man, and he said, that's the set list for tonight, man. And so I kept him talking for quite a long while, and so we had our picture taken. I had this one in Boston a little bit. That's me and James there. I was very happy with how that went. I found him to be rather a kind guy, actually, because he didn't understand what I said at first, so he had to lean in and he said, what? And so he went in further, and we had a bit more of a chat. So he was the one who I spoke to the second most. The one who I was looking forward to meet, however, was Lars. And so all the nervousness has gone away because Lars has always been one of my favourites. And I always wanted to know if he was a fan of Nazareth, because the band had covered Please Don't Do This Me from the Hair of the Dog album. So he said, yeah, I like Nazareth. And then he knew at the time it was just Dan and Pete. He said, is it just Dan and Pete now? And I said, it's just Dan and Pete now. Dan McCaffrey has since passed away a few years ago, and it's just Pete now. And he said, we covered one of their songs. And I was like, yeah, you covered Please Don't Do This Me at the time. And since then, in Hampton Park, Kirk and Rob covered, which I didn't go to, they covered Hair of the Dog, which I was quite pleased by. I knew they would do it for one of the songs. And then we just spoke about the set. I said, I gave my set to James. He said, oh, what track did you play for tonight? He said, I chose Bleeding Me. So he said, oh, nice one. So when he got to the end of the meet and greet, there was a vote. And so he said, this guy wants Bleeding Me. So you can have Bleeding Me or Fade to Black. And we'll have a vote. And we'll see which one comes out. So everyone put their hand up for Fade to Black. And I put my hand up for Bleeding Me. And he said, oh man, the majority speaks. But this is my picture of me and Lars. He was the one I wanted to meet, and I've always liked him over the years, always found him funny in interviews. And this is what I got signed. Here is what I kept. My signed Metallica Black Album CD from 2009. All the guy in Rob on it. Well, that's the days ago. I thought I'd do that one because I saw the meet and greet entries pop up, and well, it's been 17 years, so if I do win, which I don't suppose I will, but if I do win, I think it's only 3 of them this time. Looking forward to London. It will be my 20th and 21st Metallica gig since Reading 2003, Reading Festival. I'm just going to go along and enjoy it, really. If they play something from 72 seasons I haven't heard from, then it will be a bonus. I don't think I'm going to get my phone out, film like people do. It's like, I don't know how they do that when they get the writing across to go along the screen and things like that, and things go underneath here. I'll do the review though when I get home. I might do a little bit of filming. It depends really, but overall, looking forward to it. It's been the first time I've seen them since Download Festival 3 years ago. So I think this will be the end of my 72 seasons run because I do believe it's the last two shows of the 72 seasons tour. So wherever I see them next, I'm not going to Las Vegas, but I've never been to America, so whenever I see them next, it'll be next year sometime. So that's today's video. See you for the next one.